Hey, it's Tsundere Lobster with another old show you probably haven't heard of. Today we're going to be talking about Memories, co-animated and created by Studio 4 Degrees and Madhouse. The movie is made up of 3 smaller short films, each one about 40 minutes or so in length, give or take, each one by a different director, with Tatsuhiro Otomo, the writer and creator of the original Akira manga, acting as the executive producer of all 3. The first of this anthology, and the one that we're going to be talking about today, is Magnetic Rose, directed by Toji Morimoto, the founder of Studio 4 Degrees, and written by the late Satoshi Kon, whose other works I have covered on this channel, and I really enjoy his stuff. And additionally, the music is by Yoko Kanno, who you might know from Cowboy Bebop or Darker Than Black. Okay, so I'm not gonna rant about Kon. Demo D said it best. This man was a genius, and his loss is both fucking depressing on its own right, and one of the biggest losses to the medium as a whole. If you aren't familiar with his work, you might think I'm exaggerating, in which case, here's some of my own recommendations, or just go watch my Paranoia Age video, it's a good one. Watch any of these, they're very good movies in their own right, really make you appreciate this guy and the things that he has worked on. Besides Magnetic Rose, we also have Stink Bomb, written by Otomo himself and directed by Tensai Otamura, who would go on to direct Darker Than Black, another anime that I am very fond of and would love to cover at some point. Probably, I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. And finally, we have Cannon Fodder, written and directed entirely by Otomo this time. Now, if it wasn't obvious, this is a very well-stacked movie. You have some of the most talented people in the industry working on some really surreal and morbid stories that have gone shockingly unnoticed over the years, at least in the modern eye. I watched these movies with basically zero prior knowledge of any of them, and I really could not believe that I hadn't heard of this before. And if I'm being honest, my recommendation really is that you just stop this right now and go watch all 3 of them. This video will still be here, unless it isn't. But that's my problem, not yours, so go watch it. Magnetic Rose is the first movie in the anthology, as I said, and it really does start things off with a great one. The story takes place in a sci-fi setting that's shown to be 2092, taking place aboard a space salvage freighter called the Corona. After receiving an SOS, the crew are legally obligated, an emphasis on legally obligated, to perform a search and rescue on whoever sent it out. The signal leads them aboard a strange space station which seems to be pulling them further and further into the memories of a former opera singer who once lived there. Magnetic Rose is one of the most unnerving anime I've ever watched. Horror is a rarity in anime, and when it does come off, it's more often than not shock value door or just loses its focus and drifts away from its initial tone. And I still enjoy a lot of anime like that, but I've never seen one that really got me the way Magnetic Rose does. There's no jump scares, no horrible monster, it's just this really strong feeling of dread and discomfort as you watch it slowly start to unfold. Made much more immersive by some genuinely fantastic animation and sound design. Despite basically being a one-shot, the animation shows a lot of little details and mechanics about how the technology of this world works. It's enough that you're so unfamiliar that you feel conflicted on what's technology and what's psychological, but at the same time it really does feel like there's a bigger world here from all the little tiny details. It's almost like a haunted house movie set in space, but with the same aesthetic of a creepy old mansion, preserved alongside the underlying technology and the dirt and grime of a long-since dilapidated station. It is incredibly atmospheric, and even if I hadn't enjoyed the story as much as I did, the atmosphere probably would have kept it in my mind. So let's talk about that story. And again, I recommend going in blind, if you haven't already. So yeah, go watch it. And now here's the spoilers. The core theme of Magnetic Rose, if you couldn't tell from the title of Anthology, is memories. Good ones, bad ones, traumatic ones, the time that you'll live on beyond the moment they happened, or even beyond the people they happened to. The singer died half a century ago, and yet her memories lived on, at least this is how I understood it. Ava had a good life, but it all fell apart after she lost her voice and Carlos left her, leading to her murdering him. She used the station's holograms to remember those good times before it all went wrong, and ended up trapped in what could have been. Eventually, long after she died, the computer just kept on working to recreate those memories for her. It looked real, but it was just her memory. None of it was any more real than the fake food that Medell bit into. The computer had an Ava, but it needed someone to be Carlos. Because even if the memories were good for a while, it couldn't change how it ended. After all, they were just memories. So it kept luring in new people to be Carlos. The problem is that when Hines actually did manage to move beyond the memories, instead of letting himself be trapped in an idealized, fake reality, it all starts falling apart. And while Medell and everyone else who couldn't leave their perfect fake world died, Heinz is still alive with the potential for new memories instead of just living in the old ones. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that's the idea that I've gotten after a couple of rewatches. I genuinely love Magnetic Rose. I think it's one of the best short films I've ever seen, and I thoroughly recommend it to anyone who enjoys these kinds of anime. It's very heavy on themes and ideas over concrete story and development, which can be very easy to go wrong with, but I think Magnetic Rose handles itself very well. So what about the others? We'll do it another time. Maybe. No guarantees. They're pretty good. But I'm not talking about those today, because I don't really have anything to say. They're really good. You should watch them after Memories. But I don't want to fill an entire video with fluff, so today we'll end here. But I meant to do a 50 subs video and then a 200 subs video, but it kept going. So I'll just say now, thank you for the subs and views. I'm legitimately very grateful for that. These videos are terrifying to make. But with every copyright issue, I progress from anxiety to anger a little bit further. Which is why I do it like once a year, but I'll figure out a solution. I'll figure something out at some point, probably. And until the next video, thank you for watching this one, and I hope you'll be back for another.